this video, we will start a series in which we will create an Endless Runner. Now, you may have played Endless Runners before. These are games like Mario Run, or Flappy Bird, or Jetpack Joyride, in which our character will stay in one place and they will run and dodge obstacles while they try to achieve a high score. So, let's go ahead and just dive right into this. Let's go ahead and click New to create a new project, and I will call this Thief Dash. And again, you can mess with any of these values that you like. However, I am going to leave it alone. Let's go ahead and click Create. And here I am in our familiar setting. Now, the first thing that we want to do is create some ground. I am going to do this by using a tiled background, except I'm only going to use one dimension of it. I'm going to use the width. I'm not going to tile it vertically. So let's go ahead and make a tiled background. We've done this before, and I'm going to call this the ground. I'm going to insert it right here. And then I'm going to go ahead and import some artwork here. So let's go ahead and go to my Google Drive. And just going to navigate to this a little bit. Here's my Endless Runner. Here's my pixel art, my environment, and here's my ground. Okay, this is a little bit of pixel art that I've done. I'm not the greatest pixel artist. If you want to learn that skill, I suggest you look up some tutorials. There's some really great ones out there. So we'll go ahead and close that. And here is my ground. I'm going to go ahead and position it right here. And I can look over here at the position and see that it is 379. I'm going to go ahead and change that one just so we can be pixel perfect on this. Then I'm going to say 379. That's going to ensure that it's right up on the edge. So I'm going to stretch this out here to make some ground appear all the way across my screen. Oops, a little bit too far. Go right there. And that looks good, but again, I'm going to have this ground eventually is going to repeat itself, so I do want to be pixel perfect on this one. So what I can do here is go to Thief Dash, this is my game, and look over here in the properties, and I'm going to look for the viewport, and I see that my viewport is 854 wide. So what I can do here is say that the size of this is, oh, look at that, 854 by 100. So that means that we've actually gotten it pixel perfect. And if we didn't, we could just adjust that to make it 854, but we're good right here. Next, I'm going to import my player. So just like before, my main player is going to be a sprite, and we can name it player. And in this case, I actually have an animation that I want to use. So instead of clicking this folder to load an image, I'm going to click the arrow next to it. I'm going to say load frames. So if I go and navigate to the animation that I want to use, here's my run animation. Oops, didn't mean that. I'm going to undo that. Let's try that again. I'm going to load the frames. Okay, here we go. Here are all of my frames. I'm going to hold down Shift to select them all and click Open. And now I have all 8 of the frames in my run cycle. If you've never made a run cycle before, if you Google pixel art run cycle tutorial, you'll get some fantastic tutorials here. Let's preview this. I'm going to push this preview button up here. And I see that he looks like this. I can click restart to watch it again. But since we're running, I do want the thief to take more than a few steps. So let's go ahead and I'm going to click animation and let's click loop. In fact, while we're at it, let's rename this run. If I push play here, we see that we get another animation of the thief running. Let's go ahead and increase the frame rate here, the speed. I think 12 should look pretty nice. We can always go back and change that later. There we go, look at him. He looks like he's in trouble, running from the authorities. Okay, so if I put the thief here, now if I push play, there he goes. Looks like he's jogging in place. Now let's go ahead and add some control. In order to make my thief move, I'm going to give him a behavior. And last time when we did a top-down shooter, we used the 8-direction behavior. We are not going to use the 8-direction behavior. We are going to use the platform behavior. So, platform is going to give the character platforming behaviors. This is a lot like what we're used to when we talk about a Super Mario Brothers game where we can run left and right and jump up. So I'm just going to go ahead and push play and see what happens. He falls down. And that's because the platform behavior uses gravity, and right now we don't have any ground, so what we need to do is tell the game that this platform right here, this tiled background, is a solid object. We do that by adding the solid behavior. So let's go ahead and push play, and now I notice I get this like really weird bobbling look where he kind of falls into the ground a little bit. So I'm just going to move forward. I can use the right arrow to move, the left arrow to move backwards. Notice he doesn't turn around when I push left. And since we're doing an endless runner, we're not actually going to fix that problem because we don't need to run left. But if I press the up arrow, I can jump. And so now I have this basic functionality. Let's go ahead and fix that bobbing in the animation. I'm going to go here into my character, and it looks like everything's okay, but if I go down here to the collision polygon, I see that right here, the AI's done its best job to figure out where the collision polygon should be. I'm going to go ahead and just drag these all the way down to the bottom. That way he stays on the ground, and then I'm just going to go through frame by frame, and I'm going to make sure that I've got my collision polygon extending all the way to the ground. Okay, now that that's done, I should have my run animation running nice and smoothly. There we go, much better.